Welcome to the Unapologetically Unstoppable podcast. I'm your host, Jeanette Peterson. And on this podcast, we talk about how to partner with the Holy Spirit with your business and how to grow businesses with practical tips and tricks. Get ready. Here we go. Hey, girl. Hey, welcome to today's episode of the Unapologetically Unstoppable podcast. Are you ready to grow your business to 7 figures while keeping it centered in faith? Let's talk about how to build those systems that'll get you there without sacrificing your values. So what does a 7-figure system really mean? Okay, so a scalable system is something that you can take and grow with as you grow. Think about your email list. Think about your CRM, your customer relationship management system. Think about all of those things, your social media, the way that you're responding to people. All of these need to be systematized so that you can scale and still keep the same quality. What are you doing when you're onboarding your clients? What does that look like? This needs to be the Disneyland process, y'all. This needs to be like, I just worked with X, Y, and Z, and now I'm on her train, on her track, and we're just going uphill, and it's great, and it's fun, and I'm excited because everything is so easy to handle, right? So when you think about that, I want you to think about what that looks like for your business, for you to scale, okay? And we need to have something for consistent growth and a balanced workload, okay? So when we have these parts of the train, we got to get one going and then add, it's like a juggling. Like we're juggling 2 balls, one hand, juggling 2 balls. I can't juggle, to save my life. Juggling 2 balls. You throw another one in there. You got 3. Now you got to use 2 hands, right? You're starting to build a team. You get another one in there. You're like, oh, I got 4 balls and I'm juggling 4 balls. But we need to make this something that can scale as we grow. Maybe you get another partner. Maybe you get somebody in your team. It doesn't matter what that is, but we need to figure out how we're going to get from where you are now to 7 figures in a scalable way that does not affect customers or client retention. That's number 1. Okay, so I want you to think about that. And when we have these really well-designed systems, you don't have to worry about burning out. You don't have to worry about doing things that are taking too much time. I've got a process for my podcast that I don't have to do anything for. When they come in the door, when clicks come on my thing, I don't have to do anything. I click one button and that's it. Like these systems need to be so good that everything happens automatically almost where there's no way to mess them up. But what does that mean? That means it has to be specific and it has to be the exact same way every single time. Okay. So that's the problem with people is they want to be too fluid. You can't be fluid. This part has to be rigid. Okay. So when we're doing this, we need to think about how God approaches systems. When we think about how he created the earth, it wasn't just like boom, 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 chicka boom, 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 boom. And then he had the earth. No, he did it very specifically. He said on the first day, let there be light, and there was light. He didn't create the sun and the moon that day. He created light. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means at all, but he did. He had an order and was very methodical during the 7 days as he was creating the earth and the people and the animals and all the things of how this thing's done, right? And then he told us as people and followers of the world to do the same thing, basically. Work for 6 days, Sabbath, okay? Created the earth in 6, all the things, the entire universe in 6 days, took a rest. Not because he has to, he's God. He doesn't need to do anything. He doesn't need to rest. He's just showing us what a good work relationship looks like for your person, for a person. I don't know. I just think he's being a good example of what life is supposed to be like. So when you're thinking about these systems that you're building, they need to be so good that they could rest, that they could do these things, but they need to be systematized and very orderly because when we're building these principles and businesses and our business, it's a way to honor him. It's a way to honor our business through the Lord, right? Okay, and so what are some of those 7 things, Jeanette? What are some of those things that we need to make a 7-figure business for growth? Workflows. I was talking about my podcast. It is through a workflow, and you know what else is there? An SOP. You know what else is there? Time blocking. I only record guest episodes on Wednesday. I only record solo episodes on Saturday. It's very specific on what I do. Blame it on the military. I don't know. not the goose, it's the military. But I'm telling you, these are the things that are going to help me and my clients scale to 7 figures and beyond because of this work. It has to be very specific. We're not building willy-nilly good businesses just because. We're building empires for the kingdom. We're building 7-figure massive action empires so that we can take over for the kingdom. I want the next Elon Musk, the next Bill Gates, the next Steve Jobs, those people to be Christians. We got Russell Brunson. He's making waves. But who else? Can we get a female in there? I'm just saying. We need some female energy in there. I don't know what that means, but let's get some female energy in there. Okay. So also we need to have something for our profit management. How are we doing our profits? What about our cash flow tracking? What's coming in? What's going out? Our budgeting systems to make sure that we have enough for integrity and growth. I use Profit First by, I forgot his name, something Malkowitz. I don't know. Sales and marketing. We need to have a system for that. How are you doing your content? What does that look like? How are you marketing? Are you using ads? Do you have funnels? All of these things are separate, but they need to be individualized so that way we can make these systems for growth. And as we bring on people, we can have a job sheet that says, this is what I need you to do, and have actual takeaways. This means good. This means bad. I need to have this many posts done. Otherwise, you had a bad week, right? Just think about that. But the thing is, you have to start small. All of these things need a thing to do. All these pieces need a job, right? But we have to start small. We have to start off with, for me, I like to start my clients out with the things that affect the inside of our business first. So that way, when we start getting more and more clients, the inside of our business isn't the parts failing. We need to get real tight with our systems for onboarding, our systems for how we're doing things, our SOPs, our marketing. Because once we get the clients from doing all the rest of these systems, everything else is going to grow and we don't have time to refine and recheck all these things. It's mostly a well-oiled machine at that point. So I want you to regularly look and improve and think about what your systems are doing and how they're doing. Think about the tools you can use. Think about how you can consolidate tools. There are so many tools now. I use Funnel Gorgeous that can be consolidated into one. So that's my everything, really. It's got my website, it's got my funnels, it's got some automations in there, it's got email, it's got my courses, it's got my communities. It's got so much stuff in it already. I'm about to put my quiz on there. There's so many things that this one thing can do, but think about how can we automate and delegate and streamline some of these processes so that I'm not the one that's doing all these things. Because I'm only one person. I mean, I've got people on my team, but I'm only one person and they're only one person. I can't have this person doing 15 tasks that the computer could do. I'm lazy when it comes to stuff like that. Repeatable tasks, yuck. Don't like cooking. Don't like doing laundry. Don't like cleaning the dishes. Those are yuck tasks to me because I have to do them over and over and over. If I could pay somebody right now, I would. And some of those things I do pay for. It doesn't matter. But really, scaling your systems is about creating a business that thrives on God's plan and not just our effort. So if we're doing things that can create these systems, create a workflow, or create a way that we're doing things, a system, a standard operating procedure, then we can build intentionally because that's what God wants for us. He wants us to intentionally build our kingdom. He doesn't want us to intentionally build willy-nilly for him, right? And so with that, and we're doing it in the way that God is asking us to do, we're doing it for God's plan for us specifically, that is a 7-figure business foundation that we need to do, okay? So I want you guys to think about that. What do you need to systemize first? And please reach out to me if you need any of this stuff or any of this information. I've also got a 7-figure systems heat map that you can go into and check out and say, oh, wait, this system I need help with. Jeanette, help me out. I'll be like, hey girl, I got you. Let's do this, blah, blah, blah. So I want you to check that out. I'm going to leave that in the show notes, my 7-figure systems heat map. So get that today so that way you can know exactly what you need to do to scale your business to 7 figures. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. Go ahead and leave a review to let everybody else know how much this episode has impacted you. And you know what? I would love to get to know you even better. So go ahead and send me a DM over on Instagram at Jeanette.Peterson or come to my free group at JeanettePeterson.com/group. I'll see you guys over there.